Last year we rode the Zero DSR and FXS around San Francisco and had a blast. The DSR had the range needed for more than just a daily commute, while the FXS made riding to work exciting. And while those were both great rides, if you wanted an electric bike, you needed to choose either a pricey long-range bike or a motorcycle that's not ideal for new riders. And that's why Zero built the DS 6.5. It's a cheaper, shorter range dual sport, so you can still ride around town quietly without dipping too much into your savings account. The regular DS ships with a 13 kilowatt-hour battery pack situated where the engine would usually reside. It offers up a 147-mile range in the city. The 6.5 DS is equipped with, well, you guessed it, a 6.5 kilowatt-hour battery. At half the size, you're gonna get about half the range with 74 miles. In my tests on the DS 6.5, I got about 65 miles in the city, using sport mode almost exclusively, and 55 miles when I added long stretches of highway driving to my rides. Now, you won't get the range of the 13 kilowatt-hour battery on the DS 6.5, but you're gonna save $3,000. And what you lose in range, you gain in storage. I mean, look at all the stuff you can put in here. But you're also getting a huge weight savings. The bike is nearly 100 pounds lighter than its 13 kilowatt-hour counterpart. That means a nimbler ride and a full-size package, which makes it an ideal bike for urban commuting. And that's where the EV part comes in. Because it's powered by an electric motor, there's no transmission, there's no clutch, and while diehards might scoff at the twist-and-go properties of the DS, after a few days of stop-and-go city traffic and lane splitting, where it's legal, they probably won't miss shifting every 15 seconds. The DS 6.5 is no slouch either. While you're only getting 34 horsepower versus the 60 horsepower of the 13 kilowatt-hour version, the bike's 78 pounds of torque means you still have access to power when you twist the throttle. Plus, Zero continues to work with quality component partners like Showa for suspension, and they all have an anti-lock brake system, which is great for when someone in a BMW cuts you off, because it's always someone in a BMW that cuts you off. And while you're riding, the LCD dash is the same as the previous models, a clean, easy-to-read fountain of information. And of course, there's the Bluetooth-connected companion app that gives you ride stats and lets you customize your riding experience beyond the default Sport and Eco mode. And finally, there's Zero's decision to outfit the bike with a charger that'll work pretty much anywhere. Like your desktop computer, the 3-prong port is ready to be plugged into any wall socket without any additional hardware. The bike takes 4.2 hours to go from 0 to 95% charged. Now that's great, except when you're on the road. Now when you're riding around, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to find, your average wall socket to plug the bike into. So we outfitted our Zero DS 6.5 with the charge tank. Now it adds a level 2 charging port. So all those charging stations you see around town with Nissan Leafs and Chevy Bolts plugged into them, this will work with those. Now it's great because it drops the charging time down to 1.4 hours to get the tank 95% charged, which is impressive. Less impressive is the price. It's a $2,000 add-on, and that's a tough sell. The Zero Motorcycles DS 6.5 is a great bike built on compromise. It's lighter, and starting at $11,000 before tax credits, which now vary wildly from state to state and county to county, it's cheaper than the DS by $3,000. And while it's a fun ride, it's not nearly as exciting as the FXS, which is $2,500 cheaper, but requires an experienced rider. The DS 6.5 sits in the middle of the need for range and the desire for excitement. It's utilitarian, an in-town bike that adds storage without losing the charm of its sister bike. Now you won't be using it for long weekend jaunts, but if you need a daily rider to get you to work that's happy both on-road and off, it'll be a great addition to your garage.